here's a list of all the income tax changes that will be kicking in today. Now, what's key to note is that the Finance Ministry in a tweet has clarified that there are no new changes that will be taking place today, as in no new changes will be announced today. Only the ones that have been announced in the budget and before that will be put into implementation today. So here's a consolidated list of all the important changes that will be implementing started today. And let's take a look at those one at a time. Now, the first one is the default adoption to the new tax regime. Now, there will be a default adoption to the new tax regime for persons other than companies and firms. Now, this is being done to aim to streamline the tax filing process and include more people under that procedure as well. And although taxpayers will still have the liberty to stick to the old tax regime if it is more beneficial for them to do so, they will have to opt for it separately. Otherwise, the new tax regime will kick in by default. An option for opting out of the new tax regime is available till the filing of return for the assessment year 2024-2025, which will come next year. Now, let's take a look at the changes in tax slabs then. Now, under the new tax regime, the tax rates are significantly lower. Remember, in the previous tax regime, the old one, income up to 2.5 lakh was exempt from tax, and the new one, income up to 3 lakh is exempt from tax. In the new slab, 3 to 6 lakh income is taxed at 5%, and 6 to 9 lakh income is taxed at 10%, and only above 15 lakh does your tax bracket go up to 30%, which was much lower when it comes to the older regime, because more than 10 lakh, if you were earning under the old regime, you had to pay a tax of 30%. So that has also been improved and made in the interest of the taxpayer. Third, let's talk about deductions. Now, benefit of various exemptions and deductions like the LTA and HRA will not be available anymore in the new tax regime. However, that standard deduction of 50,000 from the salary and 15,000 rupees from the family pension, that will continue to be implemented like it was earlier as well. The fourth point is surcharge. The highest rate of surcharge of 37% on income of above 5 crore has now been reduced to 25%. So that's another key benefit coming in, or key positive coming in for the taxpayer. And then let's talk about tax on insurance maturity also, because maturity proceeds from life insurance policies which are issued on or after 1st of April 2023, where the total premium is exceeding 5 lakhs will now also be taxed and will now also fall under the ambit of taxation. Lastly, let's talk about the leave encashment for government employees. The leave encashment tax exemption limit for non-government employees earlier was 3 lakh rupees, but now has been increased to 25 lakhs. So that's another big jump that is going that has been implemented, and that is going to be implemented starting today. So, well, here are all the changes in terms of the income tax rules that will be implemented, or they will start to kick in starting 1st of April.
Okay, Snehi, thank you so much for that. But we're absolutely out of time on this edition of Markets at Noon, ending the market as